Sixers with one, Bulls with one. 12 seconds left. Giddy on the inbound from Jones. It's Oubre on him. Herter sets up a screen. Giddy races to the basket, fires it out. Vucevic the shot.
Vucci Main for three. Vucci Main steps up again. The grizzled veteran steps up and hits the biggest shot of the season. Oh my goodness.
What's up, guys? My name's Milos, and the Chicago Bulls have been on an absolute tear to start the NBA regular season. They are now currently sitting at the number one seed in the Eastern Conference with a record of 6-1. Now, they beat a lot of good teams, I would say. I don't think this streak is necessarily a fluke because their first game was against the Detroit Pistons, who I believe the Detroit Pistons are a good contender in the East. The Orlando Magic, who have been pretty disappointing to start the NBA season, but I do believe they'll be a playoff team in the Eastern Conference. The Atlanta Hawks they beat, as well as the New York Knicks. Now, they lost their second game against the New York Knicks, but they still beat them. And the New York Knicks are looked at as like a top contender in the Eastern Conference. Just last night, they beat another red-hot team, the Philadelphia 76ers, and they were down at one point, 24 points. They led a 24-point comeback to come back and win off of a Nikola Vucevic 3 for the game. Now, when we talk about the Chicago Bulls, I think there's a lot of different factors to why they're doing so well. But I believe the main factor to why they're doing so well is because of Josh Giddy. Josh Giddy is having a breakout season this season. He's averaging 23 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists on 50% shooting. And from the three-point line, he's averaging around like 42%. So he's shooting the ball efficiently. He's getting his guys involved very efficiently. And he's scoring the ball at a good rate. He's almost averaging 23-point triple-double. And there's a lot of contributing players that are helping him have this breakout season. Like Matas Buzelis. He's been solid all season, averaging a good 15 points. I believe he's only going to increase his level of play as a second-year player, and he's only learning the game as he goes each NBA season. Ayo Dosunmu, he's been solid, averaging around 16 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, has been a solid starter on this team. Trey Jones has been doing well for himself as well, 11.6 assists. They're picking up where Coby White left off. Coby White was a player on this team that was averaging 20 to 21 points last season, and he's been out this whole NBA season due to a calf strain he suffered back in August. You would think this team would take a dip because of that, because he was arguably either the best player or the second best player, whoever you want to choose between Josh Giddy and Coby White. Even with his absence, they've been showing that they're a formidable team in the East, and I don't think it's going to stop. I think the Bulls established who their star is, and they've also established how they win games. They win games through Josh Giddy. They win games through the collection of supporting cast members around him. Josh Giddy, I think, is proving that this system for him is one that's going to benefit his career. Now, when he was with OKC, he had great years, showed a lot of promise. But I just believe OKC had a lot of pieces that just didn't match well with him, especially when he wasn't known to be like a shooter. He was more so a playmaker. And SGA obviously fills that role of playmaker, so there's not really enough room for him to play make as well. Now, could they have made it work? Yes, I believe great players can always make things work. But that trade, OKC Thunder, they did lose an amazing talent like Josh Giddy, but without Alex Caruso, they wouldn't have won the championship last season. So Josh Giddy on this Chicago Bulls team is showing that, again, he's an all-star level player, maybe an all-NBA level player. And I think this streak is only going to continue with the excellence that we see from Josh Giddy. All the role players like Patrick Williams, Isaac Okoro, again, Trey Jones. You have guys like Ayo Dosunmu, Matas Buzelis, who are players that are showing that they can mesh well with Josh Giddy's level of play. And I just don't want to make this about Josh Giddy completely, because Chicago Bulls as a collective are the reason why they're winning games. It's almost like they're almost looked at sometimes like the misfits of the NBA a little bit. But the misfits of the NBA are coming together and winning games against teams that we expected more from, like the Orlando Magic. They started off 3-5. Paolo Banchero has not been playing well. And I think when you look at how things are going for them, it's not something we expected. We expected them to be like a top 4, top 3 seed, especially with the many injuries that are going on with Jason Tatum, Tyrese Halliburton, another one. Just guys that were leading the top of the conference and now have taken a huge hit because they lost their superstar player. Now we're seeing a star being born right now. Josh Giddy is here to stay. He's here to prove to everyone that he is that level of player. He is that guy. He's a guy you can go to. He's a guy you can trust. He's a guy that can be a leader for this team. And through the first 7 games, he's been showing it. Through the first 7 games, he's been showing it. The collection of the whole roster on the Chicago Bulls, they've been showing that they're here to stay and be a powerhouse in the Eastern Conference. Again, do I believe they're going to be the number 1 seed in the East by the end of this season? No, I don't. I'm not that high on them to where I think they're the best team in the East. But I do think we'll wind up seeing them like a top 5 team in the East, especially with the amount of doubt that they've had through other teams and players, fans. I think they have a chip on their shoulder to prove that they're one of the best teams in the East. I think this is good. The Chicago Bulls are back, kinda. They haven't had a start like this since Michael Jordan days, which is telling you that this team is for real. Like, this team can be a playoff team. This team can be formidable. And this team can be an issue for many of the teams in the Eastern Conference on how they'll be able to defend them, how they'll be able to guard Josh Giddy, how they'll be able to guard Trey Jones. And then they don't even have their arguably second best player again, Kobe White. So y'all let me know y'all thoughts. I'm excited for the Chicago Bulls. And I think it's great for the NBA that we see another team, that we see another young team become a contender. Subscribe, like the video, share the video with a friend. And until next time, guys, I'll see y'all later. Milos out. Peace.